Sounds like Justin, yes.
It is Justin, yeah.
Dennis, what earpiece connection have you got?
It's a PO jack.
That's a left ear one to you. Okay.
In around 2 hours' time, President Bill Clinton will arrive here for the first ever visit to Northern Ireland by a serving United States president and carry out a series of
Air
engagements
Force
in
One is
Belfast.
due to land at 9:10. The president's travelling from London, where at a dinner last night he reaffirmed his commitment to...
Oh, ABC.
Yeah.
I'm looking for your spot in here. I'm Arlene Dillon with CBS.
Hi, Mike Baldry.
Hi, are you the Unilateral crew?
Murphy's Law.
Good morning from Belfast. It is 7 o'clock on Thursday, the 30th of November. President Clinton touches down in Northern Ireland in 2 hours' time. In this special extended edition of Breakfast News, we'll bring you...
Oh, this is the filing center, and we set up a filing center wherever we go so that in case the press secretary or the president has to make a special announcement or gather the press corps together to make an announcement to the nation. It's also a place where everybody files, hence all the phones ringing.
Now let us hear from the President's first planned port of call, the Mackey's engineering plant on the so-called peace line that divides West Belfast into Protestant and Catholic territory. Our correspondent Dennis Murray is there. Dennis, good morning.
Morning, Justin.
Before we get to the politics of all this, there is a sense, isn't there, in the province that this is a pretty extraordinary day?
I think there is absolutely that sense. At the very lowest level, it is a piece of history because there's never been...
This has nothing to do with the press. This is all official U.S. government for the motorcade.
Well, I was told that the only people who were allowed through there were the people on this list here, and there's a chap from the press office coming up to you.
Well, we're not press.
First of all, I'm just going to go run through the schedule. Well, actually, maybe I should do it this way. The pool will be Brian Lacey and Malcolm with Paul. They will deal... Have we checked out the four-wire with BBC? Okay, they will deal with BBC to alert everybody about Host TV and what's coming.
Okay. I think people felt the story was going to be how he could help get a breakthrough, and then suddenly it appeared the night before he arrived in London. So almost in an editorial sense, it might even be an anticlimax today. He may have had to rewrite his speech fairly considerably from the one that he planned to deliver because the circumstances changed so abruptly the other night.
Yeah. Could you just chat away, Miriam? Yeah.
It's taken us 2.5 hours to get out in the tarmac. The Secret Service and the RUC have been fighting all morning, so it's truly exciting. Can you tell me when you hear that? It's totally chaotic here. It's also freezing.
That's okay. Once I can get the two-way done, if I can't get out of the building, you've still got two correspondents, one in London, one in Belfast, who can do the package.
You're not listening, Dennis.
No, I'm not with you.
Right. You go into the building for the speech.
Yes.
And you're up in the office block because you've got a D.
But there is no position where Clinton makes the speech to do a two-way from.
No.
You have to go back to the canteen.
You've got to go to the camera outside, up the back, up at the OB vehicles. You're not listening to me.
So how long's the gap, and they mightn't let us out until the president's gone?
They will not let you
Right.
out until the president's
Tell you
gone.
what, the minute I
So
get
you've got
this,
to
this
decide
gotta
whether.
go.
No, but you've got to decide whether you just want to stay out and listen to it outside, or you want to go in the building. If you go in the building, there's no guarantee that as soon as
they'll
he's
get any
finished
sort of
that you will
two-way.
get a two-way.
Well, then the best option is to go back and do it from Studio One.
Good morning from Belfast. It's 8 o'clock on Thursday, the 30th of November. President Clinton is due to touch down in Northern Ireland in an hour's time. You can see behind me is his plane at Heathrow. He hasn't left yet.
Dennis is saying that he doesn't know if she'll make the one at all now.
Because it's slipping so much.
Yeah. Hello, newsroom. Yeah, speaking. Right. If you're going to be so laid back that we can't get you to do a package, Westy does the entire package, 3.5 minutes himself. We put you in the studio with Ed, and then get you and Ed to voice over live pictures, hopefully, if the schedule runs to time. All right, cheers, Dennis. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
If somebody's still here, I'll do it. Hello, can I help you? Can I help you?
Yeah, we're actually looking for CNN.
Oh, he'll take you. He knows exactly where it is, and I will be there shortly.
I'm from Oxford Engineering, trying to sort out this power up for the satellite link.
Oh, the satellite link, the power. Try to sort it out. You're just the man we want to see.
In an hour or so, our reporter there, Miriam Callaghan. Miriam, good morning.
Good morning.
We talked there with Dennis about security. I'm wondering about the frictions between the policemen and women who are used to security problems here in Belfast and the Americans who suddenly come in and said, look, we know how to run the show.
It's so interesting you should say that, because if you saw the battle that went on for the past hour between some Secret Service agents, obviously on behalf of the President, and the RUC officers who've done this like for 25 years so efficiently, they wouldn't let us out in the tarmac, the Secret Service. The RUC said, but of course you can go out there. So there's quite a lot of friction between them.
No. So, do I have to stay here, or do I try and get into Mackey's now?
I think we stay here. Just check it with
Kathy.
Kathy, because she's just spoken to them.
Yeah, the EBU transponders up all day for us.
Kathy?
Yeah.
Are they still doing the sweep?
Sweep is half an hour behind.
Oh,
so you can't
right,
get in
yeah.
until after 9.
So I might as well stay here.
You've got to stay here and do your 9 from
That's
here.
fine.
There's no monitor at the unit.
Hold on.
No point
All I need is a sound feed through the
Hi,
scanner.
It's Imelda.
And I can even sit in the
there.
scanner and listen to
Oh,
it.
you can't, because there's no room in the scanner.
room.
What we'll do is we'll stay here until 9. And do
Clunkers!
Temper.
Well, we don't...
J1 and G1, sergeants, please. Okay, listen, then we'll start off again. Earlier on, we covered the ground floors of the hotel and through the kitchen areas and whatnot. It's now time to concentrate on the upper floors, the actual accommodation floors. The basic ground rules are the same as they were earlier on. Every room will be searched, as I've described earlier, with your own search teams and with your military support teams where applicable.
Sirs, come. Sir, come. Okay, let's do it.
And in just a short time, a quick turn and a final goodbye to London and to Heathrow, and they will be on their way for a journey which, as I say, we're expecting will take about an hour and a quarter.
CNSC, CNN, CBS, NBC, CNN. This must be ABC. No? Boston Herald. Ah, where's ABC News?
Boys and girls, be quiet, please. David has been chosen to read the letter to the President, and we're going to have a little practice now.
Dear President Clinton, my name is David Stewart. I live at 65 Cavalry Street. It is a mixed area with both Catholics and Protestants. I think the peace is great because there is no shooting or bombing. It means I can play in the park without worrying about getting shot or blown up. I hope you enjoy yourself in Northern Ireland.
Within the past half hour, President Clinton's official plane has taken off for the short journey to Northern Ireland. He'll be the first serving American leader to visit the province.
When you're doing it tonight, try and slow it down a little bit to about the pace I'm talking now, because then everybody will be able to hear you. And just a wee bit louder, because your voice is fine, but I know the Americans are going to find your accent a little bit difficult, because they'll find our accents a wee bit difficult. But listen, well done. Good luck.
Boy.
Enjoy yourself.
Do your best.
Okay.
Thank you.
In just over an hour's time, Bill Clinton is due to land at Belfast International Airport, the first serving United States president to visit the province. There's going to be widespread traffic disruption as roads are closed to allow the president's 40-car cavalcade to travel uninterrupted to his various engagements. The police have set up special hotlines to keep drivers up to date.
El espaldarazo definitivo del presidente Clinton, sino también de las gentes de los barrios católicos de Belfast que piden de inmediato pues, las sanciones.
John on there. It's going to be wonderful, isn't it? High tech. Can we hear me? Yeah. Good morning. Morning, John.
Hello, Edward. Arthur, do you want to go through roughly what you've got?
Yeah, I've just spoken to Dennis again. The idea of him doing the lead story and doing one package is a complete non-starter now. The security is completely intense. It doesn't look as if they're going to allow anybody to move in and around Mackey's until Clinton has actually left the site. Now, Dennis is also doing this live into the special programme. Even if they're running on time, the best guess is that puts Dennis back here at 12 o'clock.
I think the symbolic importance is, well, it is important. It's right on the peace line. Within several hundred yards of here is one of the peace walls in Belfast that runs for about 2 miles. I mean, the mere fact that the president is here at all almost transforms the symbolism of that. Because I think there is a feeling that President Clinton, the man who gave the visa to Gerry Adams, the man who's shaken Gerry Adams' hand, is very close to the nationalist and Republican side of things. But President Clinton has always done his best to be even-handed. He certainly says he's done his best to be even-handed. And in fact, in the last speech I heard, he claimed lots of Protestant groups.
I will interrupt you there because we are seeing Air Force One. It has just touched down. The president is now on Northern Irish soil, the first serving American president to visit the province.
All right. Level will be about like this. Good morning from Belfast. The president's making history this morning as he becomes the first president. How's that? Okay. Good morning, Jim. The president is making history here this morning as he becomes the first president ever to travel to Northern Ireland. This morning, the president is sitting down, Jim, with workers at a plant that employs both Catholics and Protestants to point out that it can work. He'll be standing under a big sign that says peace.
The president welcomes the peace agreement that sets up an international commission on decommissioning Irish Republican Army arms while moving peace talks forward. There was opposition to it from unionists, but President Clinton intends to tell the people of Northern Ireland to rally around it in the name of a lasting peace.
I just want to sit down somewhere warm for an hour. I mean,
oh, well, no, if you're not in there, you can't. There's nowhere to sit.
Oh, fine, okay.
Okay, sorry.
There are no advance copies of the speech.
No.
Back to you, Paddy.
Yes, the doors have opened. People are springing to attention. The President and Mrs. Clinton are walking down the steps, and the President, the 42nd President of the United States, has just now stepped onto the tarmac in Northern Ireland. He's been greeted by...
Stay with the car. We're coming back. We're standing in the back of it and jumping into the back door as well.
That doesn't work because this is Britain too. So we want to differentiate between. No. We're on an island. Half of it is Northern Ireland, which is part of Britain. Part of it is the South. So what we want to say is that here, in other words, in Northern Ireland, as well as on the mainland, that's what it's called, mainland Britain. Is that still a problem?
Hello. Unilateral camera, where is it? Unilateral camera, it's up here on the... That man in the blue? That man is now.
No,
right. No, because I don't think they want
where we are, Mac.
So if you do that... Oh, I've got to find out what car the president's in. These are mayors and things, I think, and city hall officials and stuff. All right. Yeah, that's
okay.
You
said
no
that's
problem
mayors.
coming in or anything like that, no?
2, 1. President Clinton is the first American president to visit Northern Ireland, and he's hoping his presence here will give a boost to the peace process. He'll be meeting with representatives of all sides. The big question is whether Mr. Clinton will be photographed shaking hands with Sinn Féin leader Gerry Adams. If he is, you can be sure it'll be splashed across every newspaper, not only here, but on the mainland, too.
With the shot okay for you on 2?
Stand by TX1, stand by TX3, going in early. Where have your head turned?
Yeah,
right.
So you'll have an exterior. We're just getting on the other side of the peace line. Okay, stop here. Stop here, Sam. Stop here. Stop here. Stop here.
It frankly is something many in this troubled place probably thought they would never see, but they probably never thought they'd live through 16 months of relative peace either. So the focus of this trip will be to, in effect, celebrate the ceasefire. The day-long visit itself is meant as a powerful symbol of U.S. support for the ongoing peace efforts. Now, the president won't be taking sides, but he will use every opportunity to urge a narrowing of differences.
Josh, where do you want hands? This way? What? One hands this way.
Mr. Clinton has made an unscheduled stop-off on the Shankill Road, from where Kevin McGee reports.
President and First Lady got out of their heavily armoured car and walked into Violet's fruit shop. Once inside, President Clinton bought a bag of apples, oranges and some flowers. Staff in the shop say he insisted in paying for them. He then walked to the other side of the Shankill and shook hands with staff and customers in a supermarket. For about 10 minutes he crisscrossed the road, shaking hands and greeting well-wishers.
Back now! Come on, go! We're crazy! We're trying to come
Can we get somebody to indicate to us when he's going to come?
I think he'll be here very, very soon. I mean, he's left the Shankill.
Right. He stopped on Northumberland Street, did he? Is that where he
No,
stopped?
I don't think he stopped on Northumberland Street. I don't really know where he stopped.
Right,
I think he
okay.
stopped on the Shankill, but he's on the move again.
He's on the move.
So he'll not
tell you where he was. Hold on.
No, it's
Where-
okay.
where did
We
he-
need to know where he is now and how soon he'll be here.
Just on the way.
He's on the move again.
How long? How long?
Don't know.
Okay, we are having difficulty. Joe Hendren has said he will definitely turn up at 1:15. The Pastor McKee said he will. Sorry, right, brilliant.
No bills contained.
Okay.
In the greater Shankill. It's not very far away. People here will be looking to the president's visit surely to promote extra jobs for the Shankill.
No, stand by. We're coming out to your guests. Okay, thank you, Seamus. I know.
We'll of course be popping back and forwards.
Two
as
next,
things
then.
will happen about meet some people, so we'll be popping back and forward, and I'm sure you'll bear with us throughout the
Mackie's background, please. TX ready, and go to the script.
We're going to pages 14 and 15.
Okay, cheers, bye.
Right, so how are we placed?
The transponder is back up.
Good, right.
Joe Hendren is absolutely confirmed.
Right.
Dennis is doing the second package.
Right. And we're going to chat with Dennis or not?
I don't need to. Yeah, it'll have to be. I won't even be back to do the second one, I don't think. Here he comes, here he comes. Here he comes.
Pull out of it. Go to the motorcade, please. And quickly as you can. Okay, and next.
What a convoy, look at that. Still going. Where did you get the...
Switch that on.
Where are we going? I don't know. Where do you want to go out of this?
That building on the left is the one...
He didn't stop on the falls, he only stopped on the Shankill side. Yes, he went into a fruit shop. 7-8 minutes, chatted to people on the pavement. Oh, what have I done now? My own phone is broken. Where's the clear button on that?
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Greg, thanks.
That's the first one. Yeah. Right. Here's the first one. Brilliant. Well done.
Right.
Okay, that's good. Mark it up.
Next to you, sir.
Might be on air early. At least I got to see some of the pictures, so I know what he was up to.
We're going to the stand-up location. We have one in all our work spots. We cable a live camera there. The morning and evening news, live shots from there. In this case, though, it's quite a ways away from the workspace.
Both here and in Bosnia, a season of hope. By the way, the place where we are set up and the place where the President is spending the night, the Europa Hotel, has quite a history that's interwoven with the history of Northern Ireland. It was once known as the most bombed hotel in Western Europe. The streets outside the doors here were once a war zone. It was often windowless over the years, and we're told that wrecked cars littered the grounds. But the scene now, of course, thankfully is far different as Belfast enters its second peacetime Christmas.
Good morning, Mr. President. That is some ovation he's getting. You know, I'll tell you something, you can be as cynical as you like, but that's quite a moment. Well, absolutely. I was just saying to my colleagues here that one could be cynical about the whole visit, but it really is quite a moment. The sight of President Clinton in West Belfast, I was standing at the back of the factory here when the motorcade came in, and even to see that in Belfast back streets was quite striking.
Introduce these two young people who will read extracts from their letter and then introduce the President to you.
My name is David Stewart. I live in a mixed area with both Catholics and Protestants. We play football and races together. I want to thank you for coming to Northern Ireland to help the peace process. I think the peace is great because there is no shooting or bombing.
I know where I live.
It means I can
My first daddy died in the Troubles. It was the saddest day of my life. I still think of him. Now it is nice and peaceful. I like having peace and quiet for a change, instead of people shooting and killing. My Christmas wish is that peace and love will last in Ireland forever. Please have a safe journey back to America. I hope you enjoyed your visit to Ireland.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, I like this one.
Isn't it good? I'm a walking model.
Violence for prosperity. I'll do that after you finish. This is 10 o'clock updates live.
This is one of those occasions where I really feel that all that needs to be said has already been said.
Okay, so we have to go through the back way. It happens to us a lot. You have to squeeze through here, sorry.
All right.
Okay, gents, we're here.
Do you want these kids live? The kids. Do you want to talk to them both live?
This is the only spot on the roof that they would allow us. Actually, they wouldn't even allow us on the roof. I had to beg, borrow, and plead to let them allow us on this corner. It's just the only corner that has any kind of shot from this hotel.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
The other alternative would be the filing center, where all the people are. But you could have a filing center look like that anywhere in the world or in the States. It doesn't really show much. At least this is a little bit of Belfast, the architecture. So we like to do something like that if we can.
Hey, Louise, to go outside. I'm getting interviewed about meeting the President. Okay, can we...
She just can't get through all the steel that's done on the back of the car park. I know where she's going, but she can't get past.
Also on the programme, the latest news and current affairs update for the President's visit to East Belfast. That's Pope Mac Presidential Visit Special, up to the news at 9.
Shall we? Yes, Catherine can do the interview now.
Major
Catherine, wasn't it? I'm just very excited about the whole thing. I think she's still on a bit of a high.
I have Catherine Hamill, the little girl.
Actually, the hair looks good, and the blown back look looks good.
Well, the wind's at the right angle.
I know.
If the wind were coming from behind, it would all be sticking up like this.
It's looking okay.
There was, as far as the two governments were concerned, a fairly heavy endorsement of the twin track approach. He is backing that.
Jane, you might say that what President Clinton is doing here in Belfast is campaigning for the peace process, which has recently been given new life by Britain and Ireland.
Just cut across you, Wendy, if I may, because the President has done it again. He's gone walkabout, and our reporter Kevin McGee is with him. Kevin.
I'm on the corner of the Springfield and Falls Road. The presidential cavalcade has made another impromptu stop. The president got out of the armoured limousine and into Macker Lane's home bakery and has actually bought some pastries. And from where I'm standing, I can see the Sinn Féin President Gerry Adams, who is also on the Falls Road and attempting to greet the president.
So a bit of a nightmare for the Secret Service men at the moment, Kevin.
Absolutely.
Give me a cue, please, on the applause, Martin. A truly moving moment, and said the President, Catherine Hamill had put it all better than he could. No, there's more to come. That was the end of a breath. Brother. Settle.
Mr. Adams, give me your bedside, please.
Let's get a question. Excuse me, Jerry. Are you expecting to meet him?
Yes.
This was prearranged.
Well, I think it was
Go.
Benson is next door to you.
This is Talkback. Between 9 and 1 o'clock, President Clinton's peace campaign. Violence is no place at the table.
Yes, the president did stop by a bakery on the Falls where Gerry Adams was having a cup of tea to say hello to the Sinn Féin leader and shake his hand. Karen Sloan with the president, Belfast.
You must say to those
You must say to those.
Can't help feeling, Mark, it's a good thing that hoarding blew away.
One of those waiting, the Sinn Féin President, Gerry Adams. Their handshake obscured by one of the American security vehicles. But it was another striking moment in a historic day.
The headline of the day, the President Clinton came here and said, and he used that line about
if you can tell Jeff Morley, Dennis will do the live element at 6:28 because he's there with Van Morrison. Because of the logistics, Dennis Murray will be going to the Christmas tree lighting, but he probably won't be able to get out, do the 9 o'clock news, and get to Queen's University. So I'm going up there for the 9 o'clock news.
Oh, thank you, darling.
Yeah.
Good afternoon. President Clinton has been hammering home his plea for progress from Northern Ireland's politicians. He's praised its people for what he called a miracle. By the peace line that divides Protestant and Catholic, the President stepped out from behind his security cordon to meet the people of
visit to the province, which began some 4 hours ago, has already had a major impact. He made a tough keynote speech in which he said those who had renounced violence should be fully included in the democratic process. He told his audience at Mackey's in West Belfast that engaging in dialogue is not
today, but he specifically mentioned Gerry Adams in his speech, paid tribute to him. He said you should listen to all voices. That's what he's doing today.
Dennis, thanks very much. We'll be back at the end of the programme.
you stroll, you take a bowl, up the mountain dew. Hey, the do don't take the do like
At the moment, this is 3 o'clock national news summary. President Clinton arrived at Eglinton Airport just outside Londonderry in the last around 45 minutes ago, rather than around.
For the rest of the editions. But for the later edition, the idea would be to drop that and extend the picture across 10 columns.
The cameras and the eyes of the world are on us as we gather here in a time of hope and resurgence.
Hillary and I are proud to be here in the home of Ireland's most tireless champion for civil rights and its most eloquent voice of nonviolence, John Hume.
PCA line, or alternatively, ISDN for 3 o'clock summaries.
And the last time I saw him, I said, you can't come back to Washington one more time until you let me come to Derry. And here I am.
President Clinton arrived at Eglinton Airport just outside Londonderry around 45 minutes ago. In the centre of the city, a large crowd has gathered to hear him speak. In Belfast, he lost no time making his presence felt on the streets. His first impromptu stop was at a grocer's shop on the Protestant Catholic Road. Sorry, coming again in 5.
Furthering his dream of peace in Northern Ireland, and I am honoured to be here with his family members today. All of you know that
whatever a president does is inherently political. But Mr. Clinton's problem with the Irish-American vote is that in the last generation or so, as the Irish Americans have moved up the socioeconomic ladder, they have increasingly tended to vote Republican. So the White House hopes that Mr. Clinton's being here and helping along the Irish peace
Dinge in
process
Nordirland vorangetrieben. Noch vor wenigen Wochen wurden warnende Stimmen laut, der Waffenstillstand drohe zusammenzubrechen. Nun scheint für die Menschen in Nordirland.
I see a peaceful city, a safe city, a hopeful city, full of young people that should have a peaceful and prosperous future here where their roots and families are. That is what I see today with you.
Okay, that's the opening pictures as well from City Hall, isn't it?
Yeah.
A night with 3 or something?
What I thought was that Alan,
Thanks, bye.
Touch to your right, John, please. That's it. That's your position, okay?
I'm just nipping back to do a Radio 2A in a moment. Tea gets us in, but not...
Yes, once you're in there as a tea, you go in, you listen to the speeches, you come out, you're escorted across to the staff.
20 seconds.
Thank you. Mary, do you want to say something quickly?
Just down the gallery.
Just
15, stand by 10.
Somebody switch off. Just,
10 roll. 4, 3, 2, 1.
Children steal the president's heart as he visits West Belfast.
Gestes soigneusement calculés et l'importance accordée au symbolisme ne font que souligner la fragilité de ce processus de paix. Le président américain semble parier sur une révolution populaire.
And in West Belfast, the people of the Falls and the Shankill enjoyed a presidential walkabout.
Yeah, I've been going on about my personal problems. There's a rather large problem, which is that the whole OB, it looks like it's going to be knocked off at the moment.
Bill Clinton takes Northern Ireland by storm. Tens of thousands turn out for peace and reconciliation. Not since President Kennedy stood at the Berlin Wall has an American president made so profound an impact on a European city.
It's looking like, for some ridiculous logistical reason, somebody's going to pull a plug on that camera, so nobody will have a clue what's going on. So it's about as useful being at the Whitler Hall as it would be being in Peking.
And now we've lost it.
So we've lost the third camera, and he's insisting we take it out, and we take it out now, and if we don't take the third camera out, then we lose the whole thing.
Did you tell him that was all agreed?
I asked why was it at this stage that somebody noticed that there was a camera that wasn't agreed, and why did we have 3 T badges to get in?
But anyway,
well, the other thing is, the only people that we have identified from the earlier pictures were Gerry Adams and Martin McGuinness, and it might be that they don't bloody well want us to see this, you know?
Yeah. If only we...
These bloody Americans.
He wasn't...
Well, it is. I think the music's still going on outside the City Hall. They've been treated to quite an entertainment there. And I'm actually feeling rather sad because I've been given the political end of the evening, which is going to follow the celebrations at the City Hall. Well, I think if I was a White House spin doctor, I would be popping a bottle of champagne later on. He's had an incredibly warm welcome wherever he's gone. He's been welcomed really because of his Hollywood status as much as because of anything he's said to him.
The President is receiving a leather-bound copy of the 150-year history of the university, which was published last year.
So, some level. The presidential motorcade arrived at Queen's University just a quarter of an hour ago inside the university's Whitler Hall, and that's okay, is it? Right, coming in 5. This is Mark Devonport filing for news. I'm breaking down here on you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go.
From ABC, this is World News Tonight with Peter Jennings.
Good evening. We begin tonight with the president on foreign shores. Today, Mr. Clinton became the first American president in office to visit Northern Ireland. Clinton fever grips Belfast, said the Belfast Telegram. In this British province, where so much blood has been shed in the last quarter century, the president's visit was a welcome omen that maybe peace was finally done.
Earlier, thousands watched the president turn on the lights on Belfast's Christmas tree. His message was familiar but specially designed for Northern Ireland. Blessed are the peacemakers, he said, for they shall inherit the earth. Okay? So, see you along.
I will remember this day for as long as I live, with great gratitude. Let me say what I have said all day. I am proud that the United States stands with the peacemakers here. We believe peace can be built here on the basis of mutual consent, and in fact, only on that basis. People must make their own peace from their heads and from their hearts. All we can do is to do the very best we can to create the best conditions in which people can make peace.